Gather round, Kaijus. It's your boy, Kaiju Kong, aka 2K, did it too early. Emerging from the depths of sweet solitude to bring you some more Sigma soul sustenance. Alright guys, here I am in the middle of nowhere. I'm gonna make this relatively quick. I can't stay here too long. Anyway, what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is using absence to increase respect and honor. This is a commentary on Law 16, which says the same thing in Robert Greene's book, The 48 Laws of Power. So, if you're a Sigma male, or any male in particular, and you want to increase your effectiveness in navigating the world, not be disrespected by people, increase your respect, and increase your sort of street smarts and your social awareness in terms of not being a sucker or having the higher position in relationships. But of course, these are narcissistic dark traits, but it's better to understand how people can take advantage of you, so you prevent yourself from being taken advantage. So if you haven't read that book, 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene, I do encourage that you read it. So anyway, let's talk about it. Using absence to increase respect and honor. This is something that plays a part in being a Sigma male. Why? Because we are mostly absent. We like to be aloof. We don't usually get into what is mainstream, so it's natural that when everyone goes out to party, we're usually at home, or we're usually out hustling somewhere. We're doing something on our purpose. Everyone else goes out drinking, chasing girls, not being strong, not having a purpose in life. We are purposeful. We go after what we want. Those of you who are making music, you make music. Those of you who are writing books, you're writing books. Those of you who are making videos, you're making videos. And those of you who are helping others, or studying, making sure that you do well in the current hierarchy that you're in, you're still doing that. You're not playing a fool. And that's what Sigma males we cannot ultimately do. There are Sigma males that are rebels for no good reason, but there are Sigma males as well that are purposeful and want a brighter future. And hopefully, if you're listening to me now, you are the latter, not the fool, the rebel for no reason. So, using absence. How does absence increase your reputation and honor? Some of you have heard of two conflicting quotes. The first quote is, absence creates a fond heart. So that's good. Absence is good because it creates a fond heart. But as well, there is the second quote, which is not so good, is that they say that out of sight, out of mind. Therefore, if you're out of sight and people cannot see you, you're not in their mind. You're forgotten. Now, how do these quotes go together? Like the first one says, if you're absent, you create a fond heart. People miss you. And then the other one is, if you're absent, people forget about you. Now, how do those quotes make sense? What you have to understand is, it is how you interact with the people, or with that hierarchy, or with that person in the beginning. What type of feelings do you create with them while you're with them? Remember, if you're a fool, if you're annoying to be around, and then you go away, you're like clouds. Once the clouds goes away and the sun comes out, everyone is happy. But if you are the sun shining like a bright light, when you're around the people or a group of people, when you disappear and all of a sudden it's a little bit darker, people do miss you. Let me give you a good example. You see, when a girl goes to the beach, right, and she wears a nice bikini, and it's just covering nicely the tits. The reason why our tits are so nice is because, especially in the beach, is because there's that element of mystery. The bra, the top, is covering the nipples just nicely. So you use your imagination, and that utilization of your imagination actually gives you that nice feeling, that excitement, because you use your imagination. But if you just see a woman just walking around with the boobs dangling, with her tits all out, of course you still get excited, but it's not that exciting. It's like, oh, there's a pair of boobs. You're like, oh, you're drooling over it like a dog for just 3-4 seconds, and then you forget about it because it's just right there, easily available. But then if there's a nice girl with a bra, like just nicely covering the points, because you use your imagination, you just keep looking and looking at her. You're just wondering what it looks like right beneath that piece of fabric. And then you will really understand what absence and what being aloof means, and increasing your reputation, increasing the amount of value that you have. But there's also a difference between, because a pair of tits is the value of a pair of tits is high because you don't usually see a pair of tits, nor do you see what's down there in terms of a girl. But also, you don't also see, it's very rare also to see a piece of shit from a frog. It's very rare to see a piece of shit from a frog. But then the thing is, when you see the piece of shit from a frog, you're like, ew, what the fuck is that? So absence does not necessarily mean that you increase your value. It really depends on what you are. That's why I said again, you have to leave a good impression while you are there. Have a good reputation. Because if your reputation is shit, as soon as people see you, you're like, oh fuck, you know, they don't want to see you. Or they're upset to see you. But then if you leave a good reputation, like a pair of tits, no, not like, you don't want to leave a reputation like a pair of tits, but something of high value, like diamonds. Reason why diamonds are high price is because the supply is controlled. So control the supply of your time with others. And as a Sigma male, you guys know this. You don't have FOMO. Sometimes a number of you Sigma males don't have FOMO, which is, for those of you who don't know, fear of missing out. Some of you guys have D.O.M.O, desire of missing out. You want to actually miss out on those things because you are hustling, or you just prefer to use your own time somewhere else. You're more introverted, you prefer to read or to play video games or whatever. It's fine, because once you go away and people realize, oh, because they added up, in their head they added up, we have A, we have B, we have C when all of us are together. And yet all of a sudden, where's the D? Where's the D? Because you're not there, the D is missing. So they realize, they added up all together. The vibe is not the same. The D is not here because he is not here. Oh, so now they miss you. Now they realize that when you come, you bring the D. But this is the advantage I tell you. This is why Sigma males, we are, let's say, hierarchy jumpers. Like for me, what I notice in my life is when I travel from country to country, whenever I visit these countries, because I have created good, strong relationships in each country, when I go back to the Philippines, my family is happy. There is always a party. They always invite me out. They always bring me to the best restaurants. And then after I'm tired of that place, when I go to, let's say, I get tired and I go to Vietnam, since I have friends also in Vietnam, they say, oh, he's here. Let's go to the parties, go to the finest restaurants. Let's invite him out to the hotel, give him the best food, give him the best drinks. And then when I'm tired of that, I can easily go to Singapore, and the same process exists. People are excited to see you. All your friends want to come around. So there's like, oh, let's invite him to the best restaurants. Let's invite him to that new place. So when you go from hierarchy to hierarchy, because you have left a mark on people and they like you around them, because you are rare, you're not always there. When you do come, or the time that you're away from them, they do realize that, life is not the same without David. Life is not the same without old Bobby there. Because you invested in your relationships, because you left a good mark, you're not an asshole, you're not lazy, and you're not a fool. When you do go to new places where you have friends, it's like life is a breeze. Life is really cool. You even live better than a local who does not go out to these best places to invite you to the new place. You see what I mean? It increases your reputation. And how does it increase your respect and honor? Well, if you are, let's say, working, or if you work in a group, that's why managers, they don't usually like hanging out with the employees when they have lunch. They usually have lunch with the other managers. Managers who control others through fear. They do use absence to create respect, because you don't usually see them. You're not overly familiar. Familiarity breeds contempt, as they say. If someone is too familiar with you and they become too friendly with you, you can't really be an effective manager. There has to be a little amount of fear. Respect, as Niccolo Machiavelli says, if you had a choice whether as a leader you were to be feared or loved, it's better to be feared. It is very hard for you to be loved. It's harder to be loved. It's easier to be feared, but fear works better than love in terms of controlling the population, in terms of controlling a group. And absence, being absent, not being too familiar, not being too available to those below you, really does play a part in increasing your respect and increasing honor. So it's time for me to go, guys. I'm not supposed to be here anyway. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. This is Kaiju Kong signing off. Stay strong and take care.